welcome to my Ocean One and Then Some channel. I told the board that I would post my trades for today, and I just got back from the dermatologist and I decided to go ahead and do that. So since it was a tough week, I went ahead and closed out my prior positions, which of course I lost money on. And this week I'm going to show you how I set up my trades for this week. So it's Friday, it's January the 3rd, I think it's the 3rd. And it's roughly about 1 o'clock, and about 15 minutes ago I did these trades. I think the stock price was, what was it, 1440-ish, somewhere in there. So anyway, I'm going to show you the trades that I did, how I set it up and why I set it up that way, and I'm also going to show you what positions I have. I'm going to show you what positions I have first in SOFI. So let's jump right into it. Alright, I'm just going to do this way. Here's what I have currently. I have two $14 March 2024. That's for this year, of course. And those are two calls that I purchased. And I purchased those last week, actually. So I'm down 32% on those. I have one January of 2026 $7 call. I'm up 207%. I have one $10 call for January of 2026. I'm up 130%. I have one $10 call for June the 18th. I don't know. Maybe my eyes weren't that good. Oh, that's June. Okay, those are January. Those are June. Okay, never mind. I have one $10 call for June the 18th, 2026. I'm up 184%. I have two $12 calls, June the 18th, 2026. I'm up 71%. I have one $17 call for June the 18th, 2026. I'm down 15%. I have one $12 call. Those are leaps, okay? Most of these are leaps. I'm saying call, but they're leaps. And a long-term call is considered a leap. And there's debate over that. But generally, over about 6 months, it's considered a leap. Anyway, I have one $12 call for January the 15th, 2027, and I'm actually dead even. It was like point something, so I just said I'm even. And then I have three $15 calls for January the 15th, 2027, and I'm up 3%. I had roughly $5,800 in cash to sell puts. So I'm going to show you what I decided to do with the money that I had to work with at this time. Okay, so this is what I decided to do with the money that I had to work with at this time. So if you look at this, the first thing I did is I bought to open one $14 put. Now that's a put. I put that in red because I paid for it. I purchased that just as a hedge in case we get another massive down day like we did this week. You never know how that's going to play out, so I went ahead and purchased a hedge. I had a hedge on my other trades, but I felt like we had dropped enough, and I actually went ahead and sold that. And then we got that crazy, what was it, KWB or KBW, whoever that analyst was, and came out and gave us the $8 target. And, you know, if I had kept that put, that would have saved me from losing so much money on this week's trades. But, you know, it is what it is. I generally close out my positions once I reach 50%. I'd made over 50% on that put, so I decided to go ahead and close it out. That's what I do. So, here we are. I purchased this as a hedge. That's a purchased put. So, I bought to open, and I paid $24 for it. So, that's just in case we drop below $14 and drop by a lot. So, we would have to be $13.76 or below to break even. Anything below $13.76, I would make money there. Now, I would lose money on this trade, though. This trade is actually betting that we go up next week. You know? Okay, so one could make an argument we are severely undervalued. So what I did here was I sold to open four $14.50 puts. So I sold those. I sold those contracts at $45 a piece, so I collected $180. So if you subtract these two right now, I would be up roughly, what, a little over $150, $156 for this week. So What I've been doing is I've been using this money over the past several months to purchase the calls and the leaps that I showed you at the first part of the video. So I've done pretty well, all things considered, but you know, this week we got murdered. So if you're interested in doing this, I do suggest that you purchase as a hedge, just in case we go down. Now, I could have purchased 4 here, but you know, that kind of eats into your money. And here we would have to be, I got $45. So we would have to be right at basically $14, you know, $14 and a nickel to break even. Anything above $14 and a nickel, I make money once we exclude this. So I don't really count that at the moment. That's just a hedge. This is what I sold for the weekly, to try to make a profit. And it won't be until next Friday until I know how much of this I actually get to keep. So this is called the Wheel of Progress. You keep doing this, and usually the odds are in your favor. Now, I'm thinking we actually close above 15 next week, but that's anybody's guess. I actually considered selling the 15s, but I decided not to. I could have only sold 3 15s, so I just decided to sell 4 1450s. It's a little less risk because you're closer to my hedge. So that's what I decided to do. So if you're interested in doing this, this is one way that you could set it up. There's no perfect way to do this. You could have totally eliminate the hedge and keep a little more money, and you know, just hope that we don't go down by a lot, because again, we would have to be right at $14 for this to be a losing trade or a break-even trade. So I don't really worry about that too much, but the market has been finicky. We have a new administration coming in. I personally think that's going to be good for stocks in general, but in the short term, you never know how these things are going to work out. And as a matter of fact, you know, I don't say that to be political. I say that because that's what SOFI said. SOFI said that they would probably do better under a Trump administration. So take that for what it's worth. All right, guys, I hope you found this helpful. Hope you find it beneficial. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining in. And until next time.